Despite everything that had gone down with this feud between Kendrick and Drake for the past few months, something new always appears. With every move, Kendrick Lamar keeps raising the bar in this beef. We have just gotten a fresh report from some of the most credible entertainment sources about an impending tour Kendrick has been planning with his team behind the scenes. What makes this news of a tour interesting is the timing of the announcement. It came at a time when Drake was celebrating the record-breaking success of his It's All a Blur tour. The tour was the highest grossing in hip-hop history, just ahead of Kendrick's Big Steppers tour. Kendrick and his team breaking the news of their tour plans at a time when Drake was celebrating one of the few wins he has had all year can't be a coincidence. Kendrick's team just wouldn't let him catch a break and enjoy his win. The truth is that a fresh tour by Kendrick Lamar will probably shatter the touring records Drake just set for himself. After all that has happened this year, Kendrick is the most in-demand and talked-about artist in hip-hop right now, which is why he is planning to make his tour the biggest ever in hip-hop history. We can't deny the fact that Kendrick can pull this off effortlessly. After all, he's the hottest in the game. To understand the context of why this impending tour by Kendrick is going to be the greatest ever in the entertainment industry, we have to check out a fresh update from Bloomberg, a major entertainment news platform. Bloomberg just reported that the Coachella 2025 team is facing a daunting problem in securing a proper lineup for its upcoming events. Failure to achieve a top-tier A-list lineup this time around would be a disaster for the top-rated festival, especially after being disappointing the last 2 years. In 2023, Frank Ocean, who was supposed to be the top artist to perform at the festival, pulled out at the last minute, much to the disappointment of his fans. Coachella followed it up with another horrific setup in 2024. Apart from the incredible performance of Tyler the Creator, every other artist in the lineup either lacked the star power or could not just perform on a grand stage like Coachella. The poor setup from the Coachella team in the last 2 years has hurt their reputation as one of the biggest premier events in the world, which is why they're looking to make amends. What the Bloomberg article is trying to tell us is that Coachella is trying to make a massive comeback with their upcoming 2025 events, and they have been reaching out to all the biggest acts in the music industry to perform on their grand stage. But the search for a proper A-list act to perform at the festival is proving more difficult than they imagined. The rumor going around is that they approached Rihanna first, but she declined as she had other priorities away from music and wasn't planning on making a comeback. Several media sources claim that the artist the Coachella team is really vying to have on their stage is Kendrick Lamar, but after several attempts to convince him, he repeatedly declined. It is reported that the reason Kendrick declined the chance to perform at a music festival as huge as Coachella was that he had his own massive tour lined up. According to the article, Kendrick Lamar passed on the offer by Coachella because he was scheduled to perform at the 2025 Super Bowl, followed by another plan to go on a major stadium tour right after. Bloomberg has a solid reputation in the entertainment space, which means they have credible sources that gave them this information. If this report about a tour is true, this would be a genuinely incredible move by Kendrick, because going on a stadium tour is a much different level from the arenas he had been using in his previous tours. The difference in capacity is massive, to say the least, as a stadium could contain as many as 50,000 fans, while arenas are mostly set around the 20,000 mark. Going on a major stadium tour with a capacity between 70 and 100,000 people isn't just a bold move by Kendrick, but a big win for hip-hop as a whole. When you look at the current state of the entire music industry, you'll realize that only a select few can sell out a stadium show effortlessly. Selling out a stadium is just one piece of the puzzle. The truth is, only few artists possess the music catalog and the ability to perform to a crowd of 100,000 people in the current climate of the music industry. Despite Drake being a top-rated artist with a massive catalog, most of his major tours have been a joint effort with the likes of Lil Wayne, J. Cole, Migos, and 21 Savage, just to name a few. He has never attempted to go on a full-on stadium tour, despite having the digital numbers. The list of artists who have gone on a successful stadium tour is a very short one. Only Ed Sheeran, The Weeknd, Taylor Swift, Travis Scott, and Beyonce can boast of such an incredible run in recent times. This is truly elite company, and it seems Kendrick is vying to be the next artist on this very exclusive list. It's important to note that Travis Scott is the only hip-hop artist selling out massive numbers in Europe and in select markets in the United States, like his sold-out concert at the SoFi Stadium in LA and MetLife Stadium in New York. Apart from Travis's massive shows, the only other major hip-hop concert held in a stadium in recent memory was the joint show between Drake and Kanye in LA. This is a perfect reflection of the poor state of the hip-hop industry right now after years of mediocrity, especially with modern rappers. The fact remains that no rapper has ever gone on a solo stadium tour in the entire United States, not even Travis Scott or the mighty Drake. When we dove into the rich history of hip-hop to see which rappers have attempted a major stadium tour, it turned out that the only time a rapper attempted to fill out these massive venues was when Eminem went on a joint tour with Rihanna in 2014, and when Jay-Z and Beyonce did their two-part On the Run tour series in 2014 and 2019 respectively. Another notable mention would be the joint tour between Jay-Z and Justin Timberlake in 2013. Jay-Z and Eminem are undoubtedly some of the greatest hip-hop acts in history, yet they didn't even attempt to go solo on their stadium tours. This helps put into perspective how incredible it will be for Kendrick to pull off an unprecedented solo stadium tour. He would etch his name in hip-hop's folklore as the first and only artist to go on such a daring run. Kendrick's career has been incredible, and he is undoubtedly a legend of the game, but pulling this off will cement his legacy as one of the greatest hip-hop acts ever. This will be one of the most commanding and powerful displays of dominance by an MC in the hip-hop genre. Kendrick Lamar's plans to do what prime Jay-Z, Eminem, Kanye, and many others couldn't attempt is a really daring move and a challenge to the status quo. It seems like Team Kendrick plans to make full use of the momentum and popularity that come with a Super Bowl performance. Kendrick performing on a grand stage like this one will definitely boost his brand and overall profile, and it seems like he wants to milk every ounce of benefit from this massive opportunity. He knows an intriguing performance on the halftime show will take his popularity to new heights, and the demand to see him perform will skyrocket. Hence the reason he's preparing for a tour right after the Super Bowl. Now we fully understand why he declined Coachella. He has been cooking something bigger behind the scenes. Kendrick fans finally have the confirmation they've been yearning for all summer. Their favorite artist will be on the road starting this spring, and they'll finally have the opportunity to watch him perform live. One other thing this announcement confirms for us is that Kendrick will be releasing a new project soon. History has shown us that artists rarely go on tour without putting out a new project weeks or months before their tour dates, and Kendrick Lamar shouldn't be any different. The new information about his impending tour just gives us an idea of when to expect the new Kendrick Lamar album we have all been yearning for. Based on the timeline of events, the album should be released between his scheduled Super Bowl performance and the planned solo stadium tour. This ultimately means the album should come out anytime between February and March of 2025. Considering how massive and trendy the Super Bowl halftime performance usually is, the prediction is that Kendrick is going to release a single on Super Bowl weekend to hype up the buzz, and he will probably follow it up with the album a few weeks after the show. The stakes have never been higher for Kendrick Lamar, as he has been a dominating force in the rap game for a while now. His rap performance in the battle with Drake will probably go down as one of the greatest in hip-hop's history, and he is possibly going to end up being the only rapper to sweep the Grammys with pure diss tracks. The fact that he's scheduled to perform at the Super Bowl halftime show, followed by the impending release of one of the most anticipated albums ever, means that he can't afford to miss. We combine all of this with his plans to go on an unprecedented solo stadium tour. It's fair to say the expectations have never been higher, but if Kendrick manages to pull this off, which we expect him to do, his greatness will be unrivaled. Kendrick Lamar is trying to cement his status as an all-time great, not just because of his music catalog, but because of breaking new ground by doing things that have never been attempted before in the hip-hop industry. It's safe to say that none of the current crop of rappers will ever dare to take on Kendrick or try to make him an enemy. With the way everything is shaping up for Kendrick, it's clear that he isn't satisfied with being the biggest rapper in the world right now. He wants to be remembered as the rapper with the greatest dominance of his era. Kendrick is the face of hip-hop right now, but he is hungry for much more. His star power is on an insane level at this moment, and if everything aligns for him, he will etch his legacy in stone forever as one of the greatest to ever do it. Now, with all this fresh information, what do you think of this upcoming Kendrick Lamar Stadium Tour? Do you think he can pull it off, and will you be a part of it? Share your views in the comment section below, and if you are a big fan of Kendrick, you need to subscribe to the channel and check out the recommended video where Drake admitted that Kendrick crushed it. We'll see you next time.